Right, so what I've got here is something that is absolutely incredibly rare. It's an Abbas major air pistol, and these were made in Birmingham. There you go. And these, you will not see many of these at all. They were made for about, I think, a year, straight after the Second World War, between 1946, I think, 1947. And they only made about 1,000 of them, and that was it, I think, or something like that. Between 1,000 and 1,500, something like that, were made, and that was it. Just 1 year's production. And as you can imagine, being such a long time ago and only being made for a year, these are now very, very scarce. Very scarce. The very first couple of hundred, I understand, were made with walnut grips, and the last few hundred were made with checkered grips. So this puts this sort of midway in production range. And this one's not in bad nick, actually. There's a few little pit marks on it, but it's retained most of its bluing. And as you can see, it's got this plum colour starting to develop like you get on early Webley Junior pistols. And it's all steel. It's got a fair old heft to it. Still shoots, and the only part, in fact, that has been slightly damaged is that these pistols were tap loaders. And you have here a little lever that you pull down and it opens the loading tap, and then it closes up. And originally, on the end of this bit here, there was like a flat bit, like a thumb rest, to help you push it down. And they were notoriously brittle, so at some time or other someone's dropped this pistol onto that thumb grip and basically snapped it off. This one's also rather unusual because most of them have a big sight that sticks up, quite a tall sight, somewhat similar to a Webley Tempest style sight, but this has got like a wedged sight with vertical adjustment by laterally tapping the bottom of it in these grooves, a bit like what you get on some of the early Webley and BSA sights. And you can see that someone's been tapping it fairly vigorously at the bottom here to drift it up and drift it down. But other than that, this is in remarkably good condition, really. It's number 632, and it's really nice. There's a real heft to these things. It's got a proper bit of weight behind it. It's not a light pistol at all. These were really well made, probably even better made than the Webley pistols. It's a very, very solid design. Also cocks in an unusual fashion. It's got a concentric spring, so the barrel runs through the centre of the spring and the piston, and you cock these by, that pulls out, and then you push that forward, basically push that forward, and it drags the spring and the piston back and cocks it. Also, the other unusual thing, it's got a pellet gauge built into the cocking handle as well. So you can see it's such a solid, really solid pistol. All machined, no tin plate, no thin plating on it at all. These things were very solid pistols. They were quite expensive from what I can gather when they were new. They were a very expensive pistol even when they were new. And like I say, they're as rare as hen's teeth these days. you would probably find about 1,000 Webley air pistols for sale for every one of these that ever comes up. I've actually never seen one of these for sale on Gun Trader or any of the sites. They're that rare. They're snapped up the minute they appear. They seem to just go from collector to collector rather than ever coming on the open market. It's that rare a pistol. And it is a beautiful thing. Remarkably nice in the hand. It really feels good in the hand, and it's a lovely design as well. It's a nice streamlined design on these concentric pistols. It's really, really smart, actually. Now you might be wondering why they packed in building them. Well, the reason was the company that made these, I think it was A.A. Brown, I think it was. They were actually a well-known brand of English shotgun manufacturer. But during the war years, they'd wound that down to make military weaponry. And to get them back on their feet quickly and get something out the door, they decided to release a pistol. And this was it. But as soon as they were back up and running again, and back with the shotguns started to shift again, with, men coming back from the front being demobbed and all the rest of it, all the shooting started off again, all the sporting shooting started off again, the shotgun sales started off again. They stopped making these. So like I say, they were only made for a year. But intrinsically, it's a beautiful pistol. It's so well made, so solid. Very, very nice pistol. Really smart. Love it. Thanks for watching.